Hello everyone, my name is Tana and I'm from Kazakhstan. Today we'll be going to Hanyeong-dosan, which is the most beautiful and historical place in Seoul. Sounds interesting, right? So let's go! Hanyeong-dosan, which protected Seoul for hundreds of years, is known as the wall surrounding Seoul. This wall can be divided into different sections determined by the four inner mountains: Baegak, Naksan, Namsan, Ingwangsan it is built upon. In this episode, we will explore the Baegak section together. Let's learn more about the stories that Hanyeong-dosan can tell us. Today we have invited a very special guest and she will tell us the stories of Hanyeong-dosan. But where is she? Oh, there she is! Hi!
Hi there. Nice to
Yes.
see you.
Nice to see you.
Welcome to Hanyeong-dosan.
Oh, thank you. Today we're at Hanyeong-dosan, but it also says Seoul City Wall. Like, why does it have two names?
Hanyang is a very ancient name for this area, and it literally means south of the mountain
Okay.
and north of the river. In this case, the Han River and Baegak Mountain, which we will be visiting. Hosong means literally city wall.
Oh.
So if you're going to translate that, it would be Hanyang City Wall. But people at the Seoul City government
Yeah.
felt that since Hanyang was not widely known internationally, it would be better to use the name Seoul City Wall in English. But actually there are two names but one place. Now, probably you're wondering why they had to build the city wall.
Yes, I was going to ask that.
Okay. If we look at the Goryeo Dynasty, which ruled Korea from about the 10th to the 14th century.
Yes.
Goryeo Dynasty falls in the 14th century and was replaced by a new dynasty, the Joseon Dynasty.
Yes, the Joseon,
You
yes.
probably have heard of the
Yes,
Joseon
I've heard
Dynasty.
that.
And the founder of the Joseon Dynasty was a man named Lee Song-gae, and we know him as Taejo,
Tejo, yes.
Taejo,
Yes.
which means founder of a dynasty. And he was actually crowned king in the capital of the old dynasty, which is named Gaegyang. Gaegyang.
Okay.
We know it today as Kaesong. So it's in North
I've heard
Korea.
about it, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
so he was crowned king in Kaesong. And there was a lot of discussion. You have a new dynasty, do you need a new capital? Some people said, no, there's too much going on, we don't need to build it. Other people said, yes, we do need a new capital, and especially Taejo. He felt that was very important.
Yes, yes.
So they came out, they had to do a survey and find the best site for a new capital.
Oh, they even did the survey.
They did a survey, they looked at 5 or 6 different locations.
Yes.
And none of them was deemed quite suitable as this particular location. If you look at the great capitals throughout the world, they all are near a big river.
Yes.
You know the
that's
Han
true.
River?
Of
Okay,
course, of
the
course,
Han River.
yes.
So it was near a river, it was not too close so that when the river flooded, the city wasn't impacted.
Okay.
And so the other thing is that this area is surrounded by 4 beautiful mountains. Taejo was a military man, and so he was probably looking at that and saying, okay, this city will be easier to defend.
Very, very smart move. Yes.
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 And so the other final thing that determined this location was that during the Goryeo Dynasty, this was actually one of the southern capitals of the Goryeo Dynasty, so there was some basic infrastructure here already. And scholars guess there are about 50,000 people already living here.
Okay, so it was a really good place to make the capital, right?
Yeah, and he could do it quickly. Well, the founders of the Joseon Dynasty were led by a group of Neo-Confucian scholars. And in the city, they wanted to express a new Confucian ideology that they felt was important for the new dynasty. And therefore, when they set out the layout of the city,
Yes.
they built things that express their Confucian ideology and the hierarchy in that society.
Wow.
So
okay.
actually, when the city was first built, the first things that were built were sajikdan, which is
Okay,
the
yes.
altar to the grains and the soil. And then the other side is chongmyo, which is the
Chongmyo, yes.
royal ancestral shrine.
Uh-huh.
And the third thing that was built was the palace, Gyeongbok Palace.
Oh,
have
yes.
you been to Gyeongbok
I
Palace?
love it so much.
Yeah.
I even wore the hanbok. I
Yeah.
love this place. So
Yeah,
beautiful.
well, finally, having completed all those important facilities, the last thing they built was the Seoul City Wall. Because any city at that time needed a city wall. And
Really?
the purpose of the wall was to clearly define who was inside the wall, who would be the ruling elites, and who was outside the wall.
Okay. Was it also to protect people?
Also,
right?
very
Yes.
much to protect the city. Okay, this is a map of Hanyeong Dosung, and here we are right at Chang'imun, Chang'imun Gate. Up here, this is the northwest portion
Northwest,
of
okay.
the gate. And what we're going to do today is walk around here, all the way down
Wow.
here. The length of this wall is about 18.6 kilometers.
The most important question, how long does it take to go all the way? I'm very curious.
Yes, no, it's a good question. If you walk at a normal pace, then an entire tour around the city wall takes about 10 hours. Luckily for us,
Yes.
about 70% of the gate is still visible.
Wow.
So that's amazing.
It's really cool.
Yes, we're very thankful that that's the case.
Yes.
The remaining 30% is not visible to the naked eye, but scholars assure me that it's underground and probably at some point we'll be able to see it.
Not now though.
No,
Yeah,
not
now.
Not
Yes,
now.
yes.
We start walking up the mountain.
Sure.
Can I show you my favorite gate?
Oh my God, yes, please. I'm so curious.
Okay. Why don't we head outside and I'll
Sure.
talk to you about my favorite gate.
Let's go.
The reason why this is my favorite gate is actually, you see the gate pavilion up there?
Yes, yes.
That is the oldest gate pavilion in existence of all the gates in Seoul.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
The wall was first built in 1396
Isn't it?
and basically finished that year, but the gates took a little bit longer to build up to about 1398. So we know that originally this gate pavilion would have dated from 1396 or 1398. And you see the Chinese characters up there?
Yes, yes, I
It
see
says
them.
Chang'imun.
Chang'imun.
Ui,
Oh, that's
ui.
the name of the place.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the name of the gate. And
Okay.
we're reading from right to left.
Right to
Okay, and the last character you can see kind of looks like a gate.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
It does.
yeah,
It does.
And this is means manifested righteousness. Sounds
What
like
a
a really,
beautiful
really heavy topic, but
Yes.
again, demonstrating a Confucian virtue. Do you know what this bird is?
I know it's an огненная птица.
Yeah.
It's like a fire bird or some colorful
There
bird,
are
right?
similar birds in different cultures. In Korean, this is known as 봉황새.
봉황새. My
Okay,
first time hearing
봉황새.
it.
This is actually an imaginary creature because if you notice, the beak looks like a parrot,
Yes, yes,
the
it does.
wings look like an eagle, and maybe the tail looks like a peacock.
It's so colorful as
It's
well.
very, very colorful.
Yeah.
But beyond the colorfulness and the beauty of these imaginary birds, is they have a very, very significant symbolic meaning.
Really?
And they symbolize the start of a new era. They also symbolize clean, uncorrupted politics.
I
so
have
again-
like goosebumps.
Yes,
goosebumps. What are these three holes? in
Oh,
the
that's
wall?
very simply. If you look through these three different holes, you check out this one. You can see far away, right?
Yes, yes.
What about this one?
This one,
Very close,
yeah,
right?
It's super cool.
Yeah, super close. And then this one also far away. This
Okay.
was part of the defensive and offensive features of this wall. This particular portion of the wall that we see here is about 1/3 of the actual entire height of the wall. And the reason that there are different holes there is that if you had a gun and you were protecting the city from enemies, then you would use this hole and you could actually see an enemy very far away. Okay?
okay.
All right? And then this, if your enemy came closer, you would be able to see them closer and then make sure they didn't get any closer to the wall. Yes, protect. So they protect you as a soldier, but also allow you to attack any potential enemies. And if you notice over here, the walls are curved. So if I was standing behind here like this, I could be protected, but at the same time, I could also attack an enemy. So this particular portion of the wall is called yojang, or parapet in English. And it also has another important feature, which is the roof. And the roof prevents water from coming into the wall. Okay? Because if water comes in, it attacks the structural stability of the wall. Also, if the water came in and froze, then it
That would be really
expanded.
bad.
That'd be really, really
Really
bad.
bad.
So I don't know if this is actually ever done, that you could actually lift these rocks, and if there was an enemy very close, then kind of throw these rocks on the top of the enemy.
Also another way to protect.
Yes, another way to protect. So this is a very, very important feature of the wall. Are you ready to begin our walk?
I'm ready.
Okay,
Let's do some
let's hop.
walking.
Yes, we're going to get some exercise now.
Wow, look at the view. It's so stunning.
It's incredible. We're
Yeah.
at the second rest stop. Such a natural and quiet spot in the middle of Seoul.
Yes, like it's crazy. I'm loving this so much. It's
That's good.
yeah, it's
I didn't want to
great.
torture you by making
No,
you
no,
walk
no.
up all those stairs.
And I think the best part is that like once you go like up, it's quite hard, right, physically.
Yeah.
But then you can stop here. You can like observe this beautiful, stunning view,
Yes.
and you just get to enjoy it even more. Right?
Absolutely. It's worth it.
By the way, Susanna, I've noticed while we're walking up, these numbers, like, what do they mean? Yeah, number one.
Number one, we have reached number one.
Wait, why is it on top of the mountain?
Yeah, why is it on top of the mountain? If you imagine, Hanyang Joseon is a very, very big facility.
Yes.
So if you had a portion of Hanyang Joseon that needed to be repaired, how would you tell people where it was? You couldn't say, oh, it's next to the pine tree and above the rock. No one could find that.
Yes, yes.
So the Hanyang Joseon was divided into a total of 97 sections, and each section is about 180 meters long.
Okay.
And this provided guidance on where certain parts of the Joseon would be located.
Very smart.
Okay, now
yeah.
these markers were added much recently. The way they did it in the Joseon Dynasty is they gave each section a name.
Wow.
And they
that's
got
even
the
better.
names from the 1,000-character classic, which was the basic book for studying Chinese characters.
Oh.
And the first character in that book is a character for heaven or sky. So they named this first section
Wow.
heaven or sky section. Now the other question is, we've just walked up about 1,000 stairs.
Yes.
So you're wondering, why is it here?
Yes.
The reason why it's here is this is Baegak Mountain, which was considered the Joseon, or the master mountain. And through this mountain, a lot of terrestrial energy was channeled. And therefore, the Hanyang Joseon had to start here and be built in a clockwise manner all the way around.
So all the way around it, it's going to be 97
Yes, there are 97
points of
sections.
it. Wow.
Okay?
It's like mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing.
That makes sense, yeah. Now I
Now
know.
we get to go downhill.
Wow, what a great view on
Isn't
like
it fantastic?
Wait, is that Gyeongbokgung Palace?
Yes, we can see Gyeongbokgung Palace, we can see Gwanghwamun, and even all the way to Namsan.
Wow, it's like a very stunning view.
Oh, it is fantastic.
This is it for today's episode, and in our next episode we'll be covering more of Baegak Section and what stories it has to tell. So thank you so much, Suzanne, for this
My
beautiful,
pleasure.
beautiful tour. And guys, if you like this tour, make sure to like this video and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye, see you next
Bye.
time.